everyone. Now that the summer's here and we're already ramping up for the next school year, I want to take a minute to show you how to create a new team for that staff as well as a new staff notebook from an existing team and content that you've already shared with others. So it's super easy. The first thing we have to do is open up our teams and log into our district instance, of course. And in the top right corner, you're going to see this Join or Create Team button. So we're going to click there first. And when it pops up, we're going to see the Create Team button on the left-hand side. So we're going to go ahead and click Create Team. And of course, Microsoft wants to know what kind of team do we need to create? Well, for this purpose, we're going to go ahead and create a new staff team so we can share information with our upcoming staff for the next school year. So we're going to go ahead and name that. And you can add a description here if you prefer, but it's not required. Change any privacy here if you prefer. However, I think it's best if only your team owners can add members and add content to the content library and so forth. You can change that within the manage team portion of your team once it's been created. But we're going to go ahead and click here, create a team using an existing team as a template. Once we do that, we're going to get a list of teams that we're already the owners of. You can only use the information from one that you are currently an owner of. So if you're doing this for someone else, have them change your status from a member to an owner so you can duplicate this process using that content. Today, I'm going to be doing it for this school, and I am then going to choose team. So I'm going to change the name again. I can choose here what I'd like to include from the original team. Well, when the team was set up originally, great thought went into the process, so I know that they want to include the same tabs, assignments, grades, things like that. They want to include the settings, and they would want to include the apps. Now, we're not going to include the members because our staff is going to change for the next school year, and at the end of this video, I'll quickly show you how to share a link for the new team so that over the summer you can be adjusting the content in there, you can be getting the information adjusted for the next school year in your staff notebook. Nobody would get notified of this other than the owners of this current team that we're going to change in just a few minutes. And then we recommend that you make it part of the pre-planning process for teachers or staff to go ahead and click this link and join the new team. And that way everybody will be able to practice getting into the new team instance and maybe doing a checkoff item in their pre-planning checklist. So that's all we need to do there. We're going to go ahead and click Create. It does take just a moment for Microsoft to complete this process. So once your team has been generated, it should open itself up here in Microsoft Teams. And we're looking now at our school staff team 2021-2022. And across the top, now we want to go ahead and set up our staff notebook. So we're going to navigate to that tab at the very top. And once we click on it, it is going to ask us to go ahead and set up our OneNote notebook. So we're going to click this big purple button right here. And when we do it, we get this drop-down menu, and we just need to tell it we want to do it from existing notebook content. So at this time, we don't necessarily need to determine what specific content, because we can go in and remove that once the notebook has been generated. But we do want to make sure that we've set all of the permissions accordingly. So typically, this is based on the settings in the last notebook, whereas in the collaboration space, of course, everybody can collaborate and add and edit. In the content library, only owners can add the material. However, members can view. Leader only, of course, are just going to be for our admin. And then each staff member is going to have their own individual private notebook with specific sections. So we're going to go ahead and click Next. At this time, this is where we're going to go ahead and add our content from pre-existing content in the other notebook. So I'm going to click Add Content for both of these sections, but you can only do one first. So click Add Content. We're going to choose the notebook that we want to use as our template and click Next. And here with our little caret, our arrow, we can click on the drop-down menu. You can go ahead and click these sections within the content library for all the sections that you would like to add. We can go in and edit this information later, removing any files and documents that are dated for the older school year so we can prepare them moving forward. However, some of your information is not going to change. Now, at this point, do not click the leader only section here because you don't want the leader only information in the content library. That is for the other section. So here, click done. Now we need to do the same for the leader only section. And when you're ready, click next. In this part, we can go ahead and set up the sections that we want to appear in each staff member's private personal notebook. We are not going to use all of these, so any that you would want to remove, you can simply click the X here. If you wanted to add a section, you could click here. You could even click here within the name and you could change the name as needed. However, we're going to keep both of these, professional development and lesson plan feedback, for our upcoming staff for the new school year. And we're going to go ahead and just click create. And we are just about ready to go. Over here, we can click on the navigation menu and we can see that our sections are here. Our collaboration space has all of these sections transferred from our other notebook, our content library, all of the sections that we requested from the other notebook, our leader only as well. Over here are sections within our teams. And the very last thing that we need to do to set this all up is go ahead and click here. We're going to manage our team. This is where we could go ahead and we could add our members. So we want to definitely go ahead and add our admins so that way they are able to go ahead and start to edit the information. And then right here, once we've added that person, we are going to click the drop down and we're going to make those people owners so they can change any of the content for the upcoming year. Last but not least, before pre-planning, you need to go to these three dots within that team, make any adjustments to your theme and your images. And on the three dots, you're going to get link to team, grab this link and copy this and share this in your pre-planning documents and your checklist for teachers to go ahead and add themselves to the school staff team for the upcoming year. That will give you the flexibility of go ahead and changing any of the materials within the staff notebook, as well as setting up the team and reorganizing that based on your best workflow for your school. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day.